So I'm thrilled to bring my next guest on before I toss it over to Sean Scott and to welcome David Solomon. David is the chairman and CEO of the Goldman Sachs Group. Previously, he was the president and COO. He's been with Goldman Sachs since 1999, and he's also, I have to say, a pretty fantastic DJ. You should look out for his performances. Most recently, he's been the driving force between the firm's rapid shift towards digital first, and I'm thrilled to welcome David and our partner from Goldman Sachs. David, how are you?
I'm well. How are you today?
I am great, thank you. It's wonderful to see you. I hope I'll get to see you sometime in New York soon.
I hope so too.
Well, look, we all know the world's gone digital pretty rapidly. Are there any particular initiatives or business changes within Goldman Sachs that have accelerated as a result of this shift in customers' and clients' needs and expectations? And how do you expect those needs and expectations to evolve over the next 5 years?
So I appreciate being here with you today. There's no question what's happened over the last 15 months has accelerated digital trends in finance. Strategically, as I know you're aware, we've been building a consumer platform that's an all-digital consumer platform. We've built it from scratch over the last 5 years. We have over $100 billion of digital deposits without ever having opened a bank branch anywhere, which would make us, somewhere between the 10th and 15th largest bank in the United States by deposits. And one of the things we saw during the pandemic is an acceleration in uptake for this digital access. So strategically, it's been an area of focus for us, but there's no question that one of the things that happened through the pandemic is we pulled stuff forward. We saw an acceleration, and certainly our strategic emphasis is benefiting from that, I think, a little bit.
Well, I talked in my keynote about digital acceleration, and now it's really just the way business is getting done. So as you've accelerated all of these shifts in a pretty highly regulated industry, how have you balanced the need for velocity with the absolute need for business continuity? And how has PagerDuty helped you to manage those risks?
Well, there's no question that by using PagerDuty, we've been able to connect our engineers much more simultaneously so that they can avoid problems and stop problems in advance or counter them much more quickly. But if you think about our business, we operate in a world where our clients are increasingly demanding 24/7 access, 24/7 connectivity. They want the quality of that experience to be world-class the whole way along. In a regulated industry, you can have a very low fault threshold. You really can't have mistakes in a regulated industry. So we've obviously been dealing with that. We see it on our consumer platform that I talked to you about. We see it on our institutional digital platform, Marquee, where institutional clients connect into us digitally. And we are trying to make sure that we use tools like PagerDuty to make sure that our engineers are connected in on a real-time basis so they can troubleshoot as we try to provide that digital connectivity on a much more regular basis to our clients and our customers.
That's awesome. And we have been thrilled to work with your team. I mean, it's just a tremendous leadership organization. We've seen lots of transformation within Goldman Sachs' IT organization as you've really worked on platforming in service of improving your customer experiences. One of the issues we're talking a lot about at Summit is the future of work. Everything from the rise of hybrid workplaces to worker expectations. Can you talk about your thinking on return to the office and the future of work more generally? And how do you plan to accommodate your workforce interacting increasingly with clients who are in a hybrid distributed model?
Sure. And, the first thing I just have to say is I am not an expert on the future of work by any stretch. I do think I'm pretty well informed on how Goldman Sachs needs to work to serve its clients and be very effective. And so Goldman Sachs, continues to be an organization, given the nature of our business, that is centered around coming together, innovating together in a physical presence, not exclusively, not without flexibility. Lots of flexibility existed before the pandemic, and flexibility will exist outside. But I'm very focused on making sure we're serving our clients at the highest level. It requires great digital platforms, but in our particular business, it requires, and you said this yourself, our team, is connected with you. It requires, our team to be present a lot of times physically, either together or with clients. And so we have to strike a balance. The digital tools enable more flexibility and more mobility. We've always had a large portion of the workforce that travels to be present with clients, and the digitization of the world is helping make them more effective while they're moving around and traveling. And so these are all trends that were firmly in place before the pandemic and are continuing as we move after the pandemic. For Goldman Sachs, I don't think Goldman Sachs is going to look that different, but there's no question the acceleration of some of these digital trends and the digital tools that we've been building along the way is helping us be more effective in serving our clients.
For sure. And we see the distribution of your teams, but we're also excited to see you in person soon. I mean, all of this video conferencing is, it's enough. It's a lot. One last quick question. How do you see consumer or your customer behavior shifting as they engage with your business? And how do you want to engage with your clients differently as a result of it?
Well, we have a small consumer business, but we're very committed to building a big digital platform and adding that to the broad context of what Goldman Sachs is. Goldman Sachs has always been, for 150 years, an institutional firm. Our primary clients were governments, large corporations, institutions. We now are doing more with individuals because the digital world enabled us to participate with a clean sheet of paper and provide tools that can help them integrate their financial lives. I'm a big believer that we have an enormous digital disruption of consumer financial services that's now taking hold. It's been slower than the disruption we've seen in other spaces because of the regulatory construct of the business. But there's no question it's accelerating, and I think there are going to be enormous opportunities. I think what consumers want to be able to do is to manage their financial lives in a much more seamless way through digital applications with a lot less friction, and they want to do it off the platforms that they're spending time on, not exclusively on banking platforms. And we think we're well positioned to participate in those trends as they take much firmer hold over the course of the next decade.
I loved a lot of the words you used, David. Seamless, frictionless. I think this is something all consumers expect and appreciate from Goldman Sachs. And as a client and a partner, we certainly appreciate the relationship that we have with you and are thrilled to be part of your journey. So thank you so much for your partnership. I hope that I'll get to see you soon. And rumor has it you might be doing a little DJing in Napa. Is that right?
There's a rumor about that, but we'll see. But that's the current plan.
Well, it's fantastic to have you here today. Thank you again, and please pass on my thanks to your team. It was great seeing you, David.
Absolutely. Great to see you, Jennifer, and thanks to your team for your partnership. We truly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.